I look forward to working with you again, Silencer. Perhaps we could share a murder spree sometime soon, yes?
I am glad Artorias is dead. Does that make me a bad person? He took Mirabel and Simba and the others away from us. Ultimately, their deaths are on his head. I'm glad I was there to see you finish him off, Silencer.
Silencer, is it? I suppose that's fitting. After all, your name is on 4 of my top contracts now. That's just a Dark Brotherhood joke, my friend. I see your sense of humor is still in a distressing state of disrepair.
I know I usually make jokes, but I wanted to say thanks. You killed the Black Dragon. You sent Artorias to the Void, and you accomplished all that without a modicum of my grace or social skills. Well done, Silencer. Well done.
I'm rather busy right now.
Another distraction.
But Akatosh and his primate will guide us through these troubling times.
You look rather well equipped. Your weapons, of course. Don't want to get booted from an establishment for using the wrong words again. Are you here about my notice? If that's the case, you're the first suitable candidate to approach me. I do hope your curiosity turns into acquiescence. For the job, of course. I never mean to imply anything else. I need to stop a murderer. Now, before you say, a murderer just point me in the right direction, I have to admit, it's not that simple. Yes, let me explain. This killer announces his intentions long before he strikes, putting the fear of Mer and men in his victims. You'd think with a warning they could avoid their fate, but alas, no. All dead. In the most heinous manner imaginable. A message in an innocent sweet roll. Now he's targeted my associates. This scroll lists everyone who's recently received the threatening pastry. Talk to them and learn their connection before the killer strikes. Discover the link that connects these individuals and you'll find their murderer. Hopefully while they're still alive. Do this for me, and I promise you'll like the reward I'm offering. Gold isn't the only favor I'm willing to provide. I'm a respected member of the Gold Coast Trading Company. When I heard that a number of my most trusted associates, as well as other individuals in the area, received one of these tainted sweet rolls, I knew I had to do something. Word gets around. There have been rumors of this sweet roll killer for quite some time. But when one of my associates wound up dead after receiving a delicious baked good, I started making the connection. Oh, it's been nothing but a parade of beggars and unworthy miscreants, I assure you. If the lot of those ugly Ogrim lovers were on that list, I guarantee I wouldn't be offering this reward. You, on the other hand, seem to be perfect for the job. Deputized thugs and warrior priests, no thank you. I already have more than enough hands in my gold pouch, what with the demands of business and all. Besides, I'd rather keep this between you and me. It's so much more intimate, don't you agree? My sincerest apologies. I didn't mean to offend you. I guess some people wouldn't be satisfied with all the gold in Anvil or my huge... Nothing! Duly noted. I promise never to make such implications again. Is there anything else you want to ask about before you start hunting the murderer?
Are you talking to me? Why in the world would you ask me about that? I'm just a beggar, you know, I beg. Spare some gold? Look, you better not try anything. There are guards everywhere. What did I do wrong? People are supposed to ignore beggars. Just walk on by like they don't exist. But not you. Well, you want to help. Will you just go away and leave me alone? I don't want any trouble. But if you must know, yes. I received one of those terrible predictions. Are you happy now? Because... Oh, never mind. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. Look, you stay here and look for another beggar to bother. I'm going... someplace else. Now leave me alone, or you're going to regret it. Don't you dare follow me! I've got some apples and I know how to use them!
Only the finest merchandise.
We just have to have faith, my friend.
I found the sweet row killer, Commander! Help!
I don't think this is what Raz meant when he said, be discreet. Raz is thinking this spy business might not work out for the Lady Elf. At the first sign of trouble, she lights herself on fire, screams at the top of her lungs, and runs in circles. Raz does not remember that technique in the handbook. The work of the Queen's eyes, that's what's going on here. That business with Captain Apinia wrapped up so quickly, Raz decided to look into another matter before heading home. Turns out, this other matter has eluded Raz for many years. The locals call him the Sweet Roll Killer, yes? Much better than our term. The one who predicts your death and then stabs you in the face. Raz sees that you're looking into this as well. Perhaps we can exchange notes, help each other out. You wound this one. What has Raz done to make you so wary? You could hunt this killer on your own, but where's the fun in that? Raz helps you, you help Raz, and everything turns out well in the end. Let's continue this talk in private though, yes? Raz and the Lady Elf have commandeered the Enchanter's shop. Not the most luxurious headquarters, but this one has had worse. Finish your tasks and meet us there. Ah, this is going to be a glorious adventure, my friend. Raz can promise you that.
I could use a break.
Not you too. Can't you people just leave me alone? I come out here to think, and all I get is suspicious glances and unfounded accusations. You know I'm a baker, correct? So who else could be the sweet roll killer? Oh, imbeciles. Despite the threats and the loss of business, I did receive one of those menacing sweet rolls. The note inside even predicts my impending death. Would it do any good? From what I've heard, everyone who receives these prognosticating pastries dies, despite the explicit warnings. Who am I to suppose I can avoid the fate that so clearly awaits me? I met some of them when they came to accuse me of sending the threatening baked goods. As if I'm the only baker capable of making sweet rolls in the entire Gold Coast. They ran, they hid, they avoided others, and then they died. Each and every one. No, I have work to do and my life to live. At least as long as I'm able. People enjoy my cakes and pies. I'd never deny them such delicious treats. But why do the predictions of a tasty bun concern you, I wonder? Seriously? Well, good luck with that. I truly wish you well. All the same, I'll continue with my chosen course of action, seeing as how no one has been able to stop the sweet roll killer so far. Unless, of course, you have a better suggestion. Thank you so much for agreeing with my very personal decision. Now, if you're done interrogating me, I'd like to finish this peaceful moment before I return to work. And most likely die horribly, just as the sweet roll predicted.
I love wandering the merchant stalls, examining all the goods that we helped bring to the Gold Coast. I get a certain amount of pleasure from experiencing the result of all my paperwork and negotiations. How did you know about that? I didn't tell anyone. Of course, it was delivered to the trading company building, so I suppose someone could have seen it arrive. Yes, I received a sweet roll. Came in a small box. At first, I thought nothing of it. I took a bite and found a slip of paper inside, with a message, but it didn't sound very threatening. Not until you mentioned it. Tomorrow is your last day in Kvatch. I just assumed I'd be going to Anvil in a few days, for business. What? You really think so? I've heard of the sweet roll killer, sure, but why would he target me? I think I'd better just keep doing what I've been doing. Remain in the market, near all the merchants and their customers. That's safe, right? But there was that wood elf merchant we worked with. I found him floating in a river not far from here. He got a sweet roll with a message. Kept to his daily routine despite the warning. Then, one day, he never showed up at the trading company. Raymond? I'd rather not discuss my relationship with Raymond if you don't mind. He's everything I abhor about a certain class of trader. Greedy, self-indulgent, and interested in nothing more than increasing his hoard of gold. You were? Well, that makes me feel so much better. If anyone can stop the sweet roll killer, I imagine it will be someone just like you. I'm going to finish my tour of the merchant stalls, unless you think that's unwise. I knew this day was going too well. Now I'm being threatened by a tasty dessert and an insane murder. I'll go and hide inside the Gold Coast Trading Company. It's sturdy as a fortress, and there are always people around. I'll be safe there.
Oh, hello. Careful where you step. I just planted some seeds, and I'd hate to have to start all over again. But you didn't come over to hear me complain. What can I help you with today? A sweet roll? How do you know about... Yes. I received a sweet roll, just as my husband did before he disappeared. What interests are my troubles to you, I wonder? Really? Did Riemann hire you? How kind. Though why he cares now when he couldn't have been bothered after my husband vanished makes me curious as to his true intentions. Perhaps fate will take a different course. Certainly I didn't predict your involvement. I thought I did. Well, no. I don't know him that well. I mean, I know people like him. Liars and cheaters who use people and take advantage of their giving nature. So Riemann hired you to stop the murderer? I find that to be very interesting. My husband? He received one of those sweet rolls with the message inside, just like I did. The dire prediction frightened him, I can tell you that. He gathered weapons and locked himself in his study. But he still disappeared without a trace. No, not even a drop of blood to remember him by. But my husband was just one of a series of murders linked to this sweet roll killer. It's been going on for months and months, and now Riemann suddenly cares? I wonder why he's had a change of heart. No. The others who received the sweet rolls, I'm sure they need more help than me. I've got a house in Anvil. I can hide there until you catch the murderer. Just watch out for that Riemann. His own interests are more important to him than anything else.
Raz knew you would find us. It's not much, but it's private. The enchanter is an old friend. I helped her out once when an enchantment went bad. Made most of Raz's fur fall out. Very embarrassing. Still, now we get this comfy meeting place. Raz has seen these types of killings before. A victim receives a sweet roll that contains a prediction of impending doom, then is murdered a few days later. The murderer killed several of the Queen's advisors and then escaped. Made Raz look bad. So much doubt! Haven't you figured out that Raz is perfect yet? But yes, I fear we're dealing with the same monster. Luckily, my apprentice received a sweet roll. That means we can set a trap. There's just one problem. Alright, probably more than one. But what concerns Raz is the network of messengers the killer is using to deliver his gifts. They've placed notes in the oddest locations. Raz fears these actions indicate the killer plans to strike, and soon. We locate a messenger and figure out what they've been placing around town. Maybe even get them to lead us right to the killer. Meet Raz outside and we'll track them together. What about her? Oh, Raz sees what you're getting at. She'll stay here and hopefully not wind up murdered. She's still in training, and we haven't gotten to the use of weapons yet. Last time I gave her a dagger, she almost put out her eye. Raz doesn't think that's such a good idea. But he will give the lady elf a little knife. Just in case. Now, let's go track down a killer. Raz forgot how much he hates working out in the open like this. Raz saw one of the suspicious messengers near the hedge maze to the southwest. Why this city has a hedge maze is a mystery for another day, yes? A coded message? Raz hates riddles. You'll figure it out, yes?
Just perhaps with a little less zeal until some of this blows over.
These notes should lead us to whoever commissioned this research. There must be a clue. Read them again. According to the notes we found, every one of the targets is a guilty liar. Except for the reference to the handsome Khajiit. That observation was extremely astute. We still don't know who the messages were left for. Let's try to figure it out. It was right in front of Raz's nose the entire time. Still, all this thinking makes Raz's head hurt. Raz knows where we need to go. It was right in front of us this entire time. Do you want to know where the clues point to? Raz does not wish to spoil your fun if you'd rather solve the puzzle yourself. There is a small house to the south, near the Order of the Hour's Tower of Judgment. It's one of the only private buildings that's not along the main road. Clearly, the recipient of these notes must be hiding there. Raz can feel it in his whiskers.
This is never going to end, is it?
You really shouldn't break into a house that someone has already broken into. Where's your sense of honor, Razandar?
Ah, of course. The beautiful darkness. Wait, is Naryu the sweet roll killer? Raz would be sad to have to kill you now.
Well, I am a killer, but I'm not the killer. And what's that one doing here? This has nothing to do with the Brotherhood.
Raz is confused. You better talk to Naryu so we can figure out what's going on here.
If you and your Brotherhood comrades sent me that sweet roll, I'm truly disappointed. I thought you'd realize by now that I don't take kindly to threats. Besides, it's hard not to look good in tight leather without being tempted by tasty pastries. No one knew I was on the Gold Coast. No one except you. Suddenly, someone delivers a sweet roll with my name on it and a note predicting my untimely demise. It looks like you betrayed me. Give me a reason not to run you through. So you followed my messengers and found me instead? Ever since I received the threatening sweet roll, I've been looking into other targets, trying to figure out who knows me and why they want to kill me. Well, why they want to kill me this time. Everyone who received one of the menacing sweet rolls is traveling to Anvil for one reason or another. Seems to me, if the killer is smart, that's where he'll make his move. As a matter of fact, I'm headed there now. No one threatens me and lives. Just don't get in my way. I'm still trying to figure out your game in all this. But we've worked well together in the past. Might as well take advantage of that. I'll confer with Raz to make sure he and I see eye to eye, and we'll meet you in Anvil. So much to do, so little time. I'm sure her apprentice just ran off. Probably better she's gone when the killer comes round anyway.
Yarmia never flees at the first sign of trouble. Second, yes, but first? Plus, she always comes back. Raz has a bad feeling.
We all have bad feelings. It's inevitable. I'll have my eyes and ears around town watch for her, if it makes you feel any better.
Raz appreciates that. And people say you're a stone-cold harlot. But not Raz. Why did Raz give Elf Apprentice a weapon? Now she's missing and the sharp blade was just lying on the floor. Naryu thinks she ran away, but Raz knows better. Whoever has Yarmia, Raz will find them, and then they will experience so much pain. Raz wants to disagree with you, but he cannot. Naryu and Raz will find the other targets, hide them in Engra's hostel, where we can keep an eye on them. In the meantime, Raz has something he'd like you to do. Go back to the beginning. Talk to Riemann, the one who hired you. Raz thinks he knows more than he's said. Go to the Gold Coast Trading Company and see what he's hiding. Hurt him if you must. Just make sure he lives long enough for us to find Yarmia.
This is your fault. I never should have hired you. What was I thinking? Because of you, the killer decided that I was a threat. Sent my own sweet roll with a message inside. Then she cut me with her poison blade. Now I'm dying. because of you. I found her on one of my trading expeditions. She talked of visions, how they helped her shape the ripples of fate. Crazy talk, but useful. You understand? I could point her at a target, like an arrow, set her loose and watch them die. Not anymore, obviously. You mentioned my name. Shouldn't have done that. She knows I betrayed her. Knows I sent you to eliminate her. Hid my involvement in all this. I knew it the moment I arrived in Anvil and saw the sweet roll waiting for me. You met her. The gardener. She has a farmhouse, southeast of Anvil. But she won't be there for long. I'm dying, and it's your fault. I hope you realize I'm not going to pay you for this.
Raz must sadly report that we couldn't find any of the killer's targets. They all vanished. Poof! The killer has struck. Raz feels it in his paws. Now, I want to find the killer and end this. Really? Raz is impressed. Did you threaten and cajole? It's Riemann, correct? We can go to the inn, get drunk, and put this sorry affair behind us. Wait. Riemann isn't a her. The gardener? No wonder Raz couldn't find her. But we're wasting time. If you know where the murderer is, we should get moving. Let's go dunk this sweet roll killer in the bitter milk of justice. If this killer has harmed Yarmia in any way, this one will make her wish she had never heard of Razumdar. Raz thinks this place is too quiet. Good spot for an ambush, yes?
Oh, I certainly hope so. I could use a good fight right about now.
You send very mixed messages, Nario. One moment you're flirting, the next you're stabbing. It's very confusing.
Well, that's only because you assume the two are different, Rosm dear.
Raz hates quiet in situations like this. Quiet never ends well. Raz just hopes the targets are still alive so we can rescue them. Tread carefully, Sharpclaw. Place was quiet and empty when we arrived. To be fair, we haven't checked any of the buildings yet. Raz wanted to wait for you. No one wants to miss their own party, yes? Whenever you're ready, we can start the search.
The threads of fate align! Kill them now!
Oh, good. Raz has found them. From the side!
Enough! Too much blood has been spilled. You've won. I know that. So sheathe your weapons and come inside. I knew you'd find me. The fates told me so. But the climax isn't certain. There are many paths before us. You don't know how much I despise that name. I am a fate bearer, one of the select few who can see what the future holds and then do something about it. Each of my targets has the potential to cause unmitigated disasters. I stop them. Good and evil has no bearing on my visions. It's their actions that concern me. Each causes a ripple that radiates through time until a disaster occurs. Economic collapse, the death of a prominent leader, a queen betrayed. I had to stop them. Her fate is the worst of all. Her daughter causes the world to burn, or she could. The future is a fluid thing. I have seen my escape and my death, both possible at this moment, and both championed by each of your allies. But the choice is yours. To save these people, of course. Let me walk out of here, and I'll provide the antidote for the poison now coursing through their blood. Or kill me and let them die. The choice is yours. Confer with your allies, then let me know what you decide.
Raz heard the nonsense that spilled out of the killer's mouth. Why are we even considering bargaining with this crazy dark elf? Well, yes, there is that. Raz changed his mind. Bargaining should be considered. We have to do whatever we can to keep these people safe. Besides, we can always resume the hunt another day. No, not even a tiny bit. But Raz supposes that a chance to save innocents is better than no chance at all. Raz says, let her live.
I can't believe you're even considering this. Did you hear how crazy she sounded? Damn right you do. She's crazy as a cracked mud crab. All her talk about fate and the future, and what she said about me. I don't have a daughter. I hate children. It's never going to happen. Any way you look at it, Luna has to die. What about them? She's going to kill again, and she's going to come back for us. She thinks we're going to wreck the world. If we save a few now, how many more will she kill later? I say end her life and be done with it.
Nayu is right, you know. The Fate Bearers will come for them. All of them. It's what we do. Still, while there's even the slimmest chance that you can save these people, can you risk not taking it? Can you? Then out with it. Don't leave us all in suspense. Which of the possible fates have you decided to favor with your decision? I accept your decision and will not resist. I have seen all the possible fates, and now I am destined to lose to you every time. My brethren will finish what I began, though. I know this in my heart. The future is safe in the Fate-Bearer's hands.
No! What are you doing?
It had to be done, Raz. We let her leave and she just becomes somebody else's problem.
This is not how an Eye of the Queen does things. This is more like the Brotherhood, or the Morag Tong.
Get over yourself, Cat. We saved lives today, including mine. I'll be in the inn at Kvatch for a while longer. Come and see me before I leave when you get a chance.
Raz understands the logic that the Dunmer proposed. But to not even try, that is not this one's way. Perhaps it is time Raz goes back to the Queen. He will let her know that the one who killed our people so many years ago is taken care of.
Crude amusements for fools and traitors. You do well to spend more time in the cathedral.
And you do well to loosen that codpiece. By the 8, what a killjoy.
Quench your thirst here.
Well, look who's here. Afraid I'd leave without giving you a goodbye kiss. After all we've been through, and that's the very first thing you want to say to me? To be fair, it's very comfortable. And it looks great on me. It's the uniform of my organization. They expect me to dress the part when I arrive back home. Vardenfell. It's far from here, but I have friends and family there. It'll be good to see them again. Besides, I hear my organization has big plans in the works. Can't blame me for wanting to be a part of all that. I haven't forgotten what the Sweet Roll Killer said. Her words will probably haunt me for the rest of my life. But it's my life, and I plan on living it. I'll deal with the Fate Bearers when the time is right. For now, I just wanted to thank you. Don't get all sentimental on me, hero. We both have our paths to follow. Damn, that sounded like a Fate Bearer, didn't it? Look, let me leave you with a single kiss. One really good kiss. If you ever want another one, come find me in Vardenfell.